Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 back here again for another Blu-ray DVD update video for you guys today. It's been about 2 weeks or so since my last one. Got a whole bunch of really cool stuff here to talk to you guys about today. But before I get on with the first one here, please give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoy my videos whatsoever. And also drop a comment down below letting me know what kind of cool new DVDs or Blu-rays you guys picked up recently. And whatever movies I talk about in this video, let me know which ones you're more interested in checking out, whenever they come out or whenever you see them in stores and things. But the first handful up over here I got from a Scream Factory, and this first one up right here I heard nothing but really cool things about from like different reviewers and different people I know that have seen this film. So I was really anticipating this film, and it's called Bite. It's released here on Blu-ray. You can also get a DVD of it out there, and it's about this young woman named Casey. She's about to get married to the love of her life, and or she thinks, and she's going out on her bachelorette party with a couple of friends to a really exotic island and stuff, just to get away to do her last last weekend out with the girls. And while she's out in Costa Rica, I believe it is, she's out there with her friends partying, getting drunk, getting crazy and things, until she's in the water one day and gets bit by a mysterious creature that she has no idea what it is, and she doesn't really know what exactly happened. But when she gets back home, she starts to get cold feet. She doesn't know if she can if she can go through with the wedding to marry this guy. And she has like this really big bite mark on her leg that's starting to get bigger and bigger each day. She's not going to the hospital. Why? I have no idea. But it's a horror movie. Come on. And she starts getting bigger and bigger, and then weird things start happening to her. She starts just like turning into something else, and people in and around her are starting to die. And she's locked up in her apartment and everything. It's just a really creepy, fun, atmospheric film. And I really, really dug this one. It was just a really fun thriller horror film with a decent amount of gore in here. Like her apartment in this movie was just really well decorated in this film. Like when she starts changing, like the whole apartment starts to change. You get all grungy and things. It was actually really kind of cool the way they did that on here. They had really great set dressers on this film. But on this Blu-ray here, you get audio commentary track by the director and some of the actors, and you also get a 5-part making of documentary on the film right here. It's just a really fun watch. If it sounds interesting to you, definitely give this one a chance. I really, really did dig it. And next one up over here from Scream Factory also is called The Binding, and it's about this I'm trying to see her name again. It's about this lady named Sarah. She's married to the local minister, and she has a wonderful little daughter that they just had, but yet her husband comes home from preaching and things, and he has just a really weird thing going on with him. Sometimes he wakes up in the middle of the night and starts speaking gibberish, starts saying weird different cryptic stuff around her, and it's really freaking her out. And he thinks he's seeing Jesus, and Jesus is telling him to do something, and that something is to kill the little baby daughter. And it's just pretty much Sarah trying to figure out what the hell to do with her husband that she loves and has been with all this time, but doesn't really know what is wrong with him. Like he's perfectly fine one moment and just doing his thing, praise the Lord, let's pray for our dinner, let's pray for everything, like all this kind of stuff. But then every once in a while he's just like, kill my daughter, not exactly like that, but you know what I mean? Like it just really kind of freaks her out, and she's just trying to figure out what she needs to do. So she talks to other priests and other people that may or may not be able to help, and that's pretty much the movie. It's kind of sort of feels like Rosemary's Baby, like a really slow moving, slow burn kind of movie. I had a real hard time getting into this one. There wasn't enough stuff going on in it to keep my interest or anything like that. So I really can't recommend this film right here, unless you like Rosemary's Baby and that kind of really slow paced kind of movie. But it just really wasn't my cup of tea. But on this Blu-ray here, you get cast interviews, audio commentary tracks, and a teaser trailer. And next up over here is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And this is an old school 70s film that came out back in 1973. It's about, I believe it's his first first official home video release. I don't think it's ever been released on DVD, VHS, or any other format until now on Blu-ray. And it's about this kid named Richie. He's really going through a hard time because his parents are going through a divorce. He doesn't want that to happen. He loves his parents. He wants his parents to stay together. His mom lives in this house. His father, comes and picks him up like every other weekend or every weekend or whatever, and takes him to the cabin that he lives in the woods. And he's getting kind of sick of that. He wants his parents, to get back together. But yet, one time as he's visiting his father in the forest, they get attacked by some weird creature. They don't know if it's a werewolf, a man. They're not exactly sure what it was. His dad gets bitten by this thing, and there you go. Stuff starts to happen. He starts visiting his dad. His dad disappears. Weird stuff starts happening, and he believes his dad is a werewolf. But yet no one in town believes him, and you have to watch the movie to see how it all unfolds. It was actually kind of entertaining for what it was. You know what I mean? It's not an amazing movie, not mind-blowing or anything. Like the way they do the effects with a man changing into a werewolf. It's just like the crossfades. It's just really kind of simple way they did the transformation into the werewolf. But it was still kind of cool for the time. But I believe on this Blu-ray, all you really do get is a theatrical trailer. And next up over here, man, this movie was really wacky right here. And it's a movie called Hellhole here on Blu-ray, and this one right here also comes with a DVD version inside here. And it's about this young woman named Susan. At the beginning of this movie, she witnesses her mother being brutally murdered by this evil, crazy serial killer who's after one thing, this paperwork that he needs to prove his innocence for something. And she goes on the run. She runs away from what's going on. The bad guy chases her. She falls down, bumps her head, and wakes up in the hospital and can't remember a damn thing that happened. And Susan's there going, wait, what? What's going on? But of course, the bad guy knows where she is and is trying to get to her, in this hospital / sanitarium prison place. It's kind of really strange kind of place that she's in, and because it's kind of like a prison / hospital. I don't know, it's like a really weird kind of thing. And she's in there with these really badass tough women and stuff. But yet, there's these other people that work at this prison that are like scientists that work in this other side of the hospital or prison that's called the Hellhole, where they take these women there and do weird experiments on them. And once you go to Hellhole, you don't come back out of that building again. And Sarah goes into that building, and you have to see what happens when she goes in there. It's just a really wacky, over the top kind of horror film that it's not really for everybody. You know what I mean? There's a lot of gratuitous nudity, which I don't have a problem with, but and it has some decent gore in here. But I really don't know how to explain it any better without ruining anything for you. But if you love women in prison movies, you'll probably get a kick out of this one. And you also get the star of one of the stars of what's called Rock and Roll High School up in here, the one that plays the crazy doctor lady that's pushing needles into prisoners' necks and things. But the movie Hellhole, if you're a horror fan, sounds awesome, right? Hellhole, come on now. And next up over here from Lionsgate is a film that I was really down to check out because I haven't seen him in a movie in many years. And that person I'm talking about is John Travolta, and this is his new revenge flick. I believe it was just released on digitally. I don't think it went to theaters or anything. And it's called I Am Wrath. And in this film, it's about John Travolta's character. He's just a regular working man until at the beginning of this film, his wife gets murdered right in front of him by these thugs in this parking lot, and then it's him trying to find out why his wife got killed and find the people that did it. And of course, he has a crazy background of being a black ops agent and stuff like that, back in his past, and it's him trying to get his buddy along for the ride and to take out the bad guys to find out what happened to his wife. That's pretty much the story of this film. It sounds like any other revenge kind of movie that you've seen, and it really is kind of a generic flick, but you get Christopher Meloni in here along with John Travolta, and I really did kind of like this film for what it was. You've seen this movie a million times before, you know what I mean? When you watch this movie, you'd be like, oh, that's gonna happen, oh, that's gonna happen. But it's just kind of cool to see that's John Travolta doing it this time. You know what I mean? I liked it. I thought the action sequences were pretty decent for being a, straight to digital kind of movie. But I I don't have any gripes to say about it. I really like it. It's just kind of strange. You get to see like John Travolta's hairpiece, and like sometimes I think it might have been like digitally put in there. Like I don't know. It was just really kind of weird seeing that. But, all right, everyone. And next up over here from Lionsgate and Summit Home Entertainment is Divergent series Allegiant here on Blu-ray. Of course, this is the third installment of the Divergent series. First we got Divergent, then we got Insurgent, and now we got Allegiant here on a Blu-ray DVD digital copy combo pack. And it's about these post-apocalyptic teens, you know, fighting for survival. And at the end of the last film, you know, all the factions have, you know, broken up. These group of kids, starring Shailene, Woodley, and a handful of others, are trying to figure out what to do next. And what they want to do is go over the wall to find out what's over this wall. And what is over this wall is this airport that's run by Jeff Daniels' character, and they go there to see, you know, what's gonna happen. And I found this movie to be okay, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen the second film in the franchise. I believe I watched like bits and pieces of the first Divergent movie with my sister, because I have it on Blu-ray. I got it like at a swap meet months and months back. And to be honest, you don't really need to have watched the other films to have watched this. You know what I mean? Like, they're all kind of cookie cutter. You all kind of sort of know, you know, what's gonna happen. They all kind of feel the same, in my opinion, when it comes to like Twilight and, you know, Hunger Games. Like, they all have the same kind of like vibe to them. You know what I mean? They're not really too hard, you know, to understand or anything like that. Like, I don't want to say anything else, you know, without really ruining things for you, but like, there's really not a whole big, you know, story out there that's really hard to follow in these films. But I really do like Shailene Woodley's character in this film. Like, I always liked her as an actress ever since The Fault in Our Stars. She's just a very, very likable actress, and I hope she really goes far in her career here. But I gotta say, man, this movie was kind of fun, really super predictable, but looks amazing here on Blu-ray. You can also get them in 4K, like all the Divergent movies in 4K now. But all you get, of course, a making of special featurette on this Blu-ray, audio commentary tracks from the producers, and you also get a really cool special featurette on here, talking to like the, you know, special effects artists on these films. They're talking about how, you know, how they come up with the different ideas and how they put them together, you know, for the screen here. But like, you know, like this, like I said, this movie, The Maze Runner, like they all kind of have that same kind of feel and vibe to them. But like, are they bad? No. Are they great? Not really, but they're totally watchable, and my sister absolutely loves these. That's why I wanted to get my hands on this one right here. But that's Allegiant here on Blu-ray, out now. Alright, everyone, and next up over here from Warner Brothers is a film I really had mixed opinions about when I first saw it in theaters, and that movie is Batman v Superman here on 4K, regular Blu-ray, digital HD combo pack right here. But this is the Ultimate edition of the film. But before I get into that, I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis on Batman v Superman. This is a movie I was waiting forever to see. You know what I mean? To see Batman fight Superman. It was gonna be epic and everything like that. Did we get epicness? Kind of. But like, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting when I went into the movie, you know, when I went to see this movie. It's pretty much a continuation story from, you know, it was called Man of Steel, that came out a handful of years ago, of course, starring Henry Cavill and things as Superman. And when he's fighting General Zod and, you know, bashing through all the buildings and, like, you know, causing all this destruction and mayhem while he was trying to take out General Zod. And of course, this movie picks up right where that left off. You see, you know, Batman sees all this destruction that's happening. He sees Superman, you know, flying around, flying in the buildings and causing all this, you know, destruction and things. And he sees Superman, you know, people are dying because of Superman and what he's doing, and Batman wants to get down to it and get to Superman and like help, you know, make him stop, you know, doing what he's doing, and, you know, tell Superman to knock it the hell off. And then it's them, you know, clashing and things. And of course you get another bad guy in here played by Jesse Eisenberg, who's like tinkering around with both of them. They're kind of messing with them and things. I found this movie to be okay. Was it the Batman v Superman movie I wanted? Not exactly. But was it the worst movie I ever seen? No. But it's definitely not the best Batman movie I've ever seen. On this Blu-ray here, you get the Ultimate Edition and the theatrical version of the film on here. The Ultimate Edition, you get 30 minutes of extra footage added into the film in here. I also went theatrical for like a week, I think, for the Ultimate Edition. And does that 30 minutes make the movie any better? I say not really, but it does make it more of a cohesive cohesive story. Like, they don't rush past certain, you know, plot points. They kind of flush out a couple of things, and of course you get like a little bit more butt kicking in it, kind of like a little bit more blood sort of splatter. Like, not a whole, you know, a whole mess of awesomeness stuff that you would expect, like, you know, like maybe another 30 minutes of just Batman and Superman kicking each other's butts. No, not exactly, but like it is a better constructed film watching the Ultimate Edition. But I gotta say, it looks amazing on 4K. You get the really cool HDR on here, so you really get vibrant colors, really deep blacks, and the contrast is just mind blowing on the new television set, man. It's just really beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a sound system, so I can't really witness the amazing surround sound, but this looks absolutely amazing here on 4K, and it also includes over 2 hours of extras and behind the scenes content on here. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get the chance to watch all 2 hours of it here, but of course you get, you know, your basic behind the scenes stuff and interviews with the cast. And next up over here from Warner Brothers also is the third installment, or actually maybe fourth installment, of the Barbershop franchise, and that is Barbershop The Next Cut right here on Blu-ray. Of course, starring Cedric the Entertainer, Ice Cube, and in this movie it takes place 10 years after their original film, and now Calvin, Ice Cube's character, still runs the barbershop in Chicago, but yet his business hasn't been doing that well recently, so he had to sort of like split the business, you know, between him and a beauty salon that's like right next door, like they're, you know, side by side with one another, so they can, you know, split the rent and things. His son's a bit older now, and he's kind of sort of getting into trouble, talking to gang members, getting into that kind of life, but he doesn't want his son to be, you know, dealing with that kind of stuff. But also, you know, the Chicago and the gangs are running wild. There's always people getting shot and killed out in their neighborhood, and, you know, Calvin, or Ice Cube's character, is just really kind of tired of all this. You know what I mean? So he decides to, you know, band his whole barbershop together for 48 hours to try to see if they can stop the violence in this neighborhood. You know, like they say, hey, come on in for free haircuts, free food, you know, just help stop the violence in this town. And I found this movie to be really enjoyable. I really do like the banter between the characters in these films, like, you know, how people talk in barbershops, like how when I go to my barber Christine, like I'm always like talking smack. Like I even, you know, I even showed you some of that stuff that we talk about on video over the years and on, you know, on my channel here. I just like the little banter that people have with one another in this thing, and I don't know, I just, you know, found it really relevant in what they were talking about in here, how people always, you know, are getting killed by cops, or people killing each other for stupid reasons and things, especially in, you know, in today's society. I just found it to be a really enjoyable film. And next up over here is a TV show I absolutely love, and I finally got the 7th season of it now on DVD from the Warner Archive collection. That is Family Matters, the complete 7th season here. You get all 24 episodes on 3 discs right here. I've been a big fan of the show ever since TGIF back in the day, and I watched it religiously, along with like Step by Step and all, like Sister, and, you know, and all that kind of stuff from back in the day. And this is just one of my top favorite shows, you know, when it comes to my childhood. And from the Warner Archive, they're like burn on demand discs. For some reason, mine, you know, they don't look, you know, burned on demand. They have like, you know, the real discs on there. But the only way you can get season 7 of Family Matters right now is on the Warner Archive collection or Amazon.com. And if you guys get them, man, like I think there's like 3 or 4 more seasons of the show that still need to be released on DVD, because only the first 2 seasons of Family Matters ever got released officially on DVD with like a, you know, like a slipcase and everything. I don't know, man. I just hope the Warner Archive continues releasing the show right here, and maybe get into some other shows also, and you know, coming up, man, because Steve Urkel, Jaleel White is just amazing in this show. But that's Family Matters, the complete 7th season here on DVD. And next up over here from Paramount is a variety show that just recently ended on Comedy Central. I believe it got canceled from what I remember, but this is Key and Peele, the complete series here on DVD. In this set right here, you get all 5 seasons of Key and Peele on here. All, what's it called, 52 episodes it was? Yeah, sorry, I was trying to remember how many episodes it was. I think it's all like 52, 54 episodes of the complete series right here on DVD. And 2 of the seasons have never been released before officially on DVD or Blu-ray you only can get them in this set right now, seasons 4 and 5, because the first handful of seasons were able to come out. They came out on DVD and Blu-ray, but like now the last season 4 and 5, they just kind of like put them into this set and put them out. So I don't really see any upcoming releases where you can get them separately or anything like that. But if you want to get the complete series of Key and Peele, you can get it in this set right here, which I think is kind of cool because I really do like the comedy styles of Key and Peele right here. I think it's a really fun skit comedy show, kind of like in the vein of Chappelle's Show, with them doing little skits and messing around. I don't know, I really do kind of enjoy this show. I got all of them on Blu-ray in the past, and I just got this one because I don't have season 4 or 5, and this is the only way you can get season 4 or 5 right now on DVD out there. So if you want to get Key and Peele the complete series, you can. And next up over here from Universal is a movie I heard really cool things about from a lot of you guys out there. Brendan, are you going to see this movie? When it was in theaters and stuff, and I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, and that is Hardcore Henry. Here on Blu-ray digital copy combo pack here, and this movie was really kind of super inventive and cool, but like midway through it I kind of got sort of taken out of it. But it's about this guy named Henry who wakes up on an operating table and he's being pieced together, like he's being, some lady is putting a metal arm on him and twisting a new leg on him, and he's kind of going, wait, what the hell? But he can't speak because now he's half man, half machine, and he's just trying to figure out what is really going on. And he finds out that the lady that's screwing these pieces onto him is his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and he's trying to figure out what to do, and all you can really see is his hands or his feet, like whatever he sees in first person. And at the beginning of this film, his girlfriend or whatever, or wife, gets kidnapped from these bandit people, and it's pretty much him trying to find out where she is and get her back. And it was actually kind of a fun, decent ride, really fun, inventive thing where it kind of felt like I was watching the movie Dune. Like the movie version of Dune. Like, I remember that video game that was on like Nintendo 64, like back on like the PC back in the day, where all you see was like hands and like shooting like aliens or whatever it was. Like it's kind of like Dune mixed with Crank a little bit, with that kind of crazy action style. And I really did kind of dig this film. But like I said, towards the end I was just kind of like, okay, I had enough. You know what I mean? Like you get Tim Roth in here for like a couple of scenes. It's just a really decent action flick. If you guys love action flicks, man, this is right up your alley right here. But on this Blu-ray here, you get deleted scenes, fan chat, where the filmmakers like check their Facebooks and Twitters and like answer our questions and things, and of course the filmmakers' commentary. Alright everyone, and next up over here is The Magicians, the complete first season here on Blu-ray. Of course, this is a show that airs on the Sci-Fi Channel and everything. I was just really interested in checking the show out because I really do love magic, and like the movie, like Now You See Me, and of course that Chris Angel's Mind Freak and Penn and Teller. Like I'm always really into the whole magic and mystical thing. And it's a show. It's about this kid named Quentin. He doesn't really know what he wants to do in his life. He doesn't really quite fit in any kind of clique or crowd, in where he's at and things. And he's about to, go to college and figure out what he's gonna do with his life. But yet he's really, into like these weird, fantasy books and things like that takes him into like magical places and things. And of course he's really into magic. And so one day, he gets, transported to a different world, other than Earth, that brings him to this magical land that has this college, that teaches kids magic and everything like that. And he goes there, and he knows a little bit of magic, but not a whole lot. It's like, sleight of hand kind of stuff. And the people at this college are going, hey, show us some magic tricks. And then, something happens, and these cards start flying all over the room. He's like, wait, I'm doing this right now. And then he learns that he has more power in him than he thought, and he slowly realizes why this school is after him and why they want him to be there, because he might be the chosen one that might help them get the bad guy kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm only like 5 episodes into the show so far, so I can't like keep on going talking about the show. But he also has a friend that's a girl that's kind of along for the ride and everything like that. It's just a really fun decent kind of show so far. Like I don't know how it's gonna end, and it could ruin everything, but like so far it's kind of cool with the mystical, magical kind of stuff that you're seeing on screen. screen. It looks beautiful on Blu-ray, nicely acted. I believe this might have been a book first before they, turned it into a TV show, if I'm not mistaken. But like on this Blu-ray here, you get deleted scenes for each episode, gag reel. Alright everyone, and next up over here is The Boss on Blu-ray, starring Melissa McCarthy, also directed by the same person who directed Tammy, and that movie was just atrocious. Was this movie as bad as Tammy? No, not really, but it stars Melissa McCarthy. Her character's name in this film is Michelle. She's a rich tycoon lady, probably one of the richest people in the world at the beginning of this movie. She kind of looks down at her assistants and stuff like that, and but at the beginning of this movie, she gets put into jail for insider trading and embezzling money and all this kind of stuff. But then months later, she gets let out of prison to find out all her assets have been frozen and she has nothing. So she ends up going to her assistant's house, played by Kristen Bell, who's absolutely beautiful still, just to be honest, and to see if she can be set up for a while. And it's just all the hilarity ensues from there. And she finds out that her Kristen Bell's daughter is like part of this whole school program is like making cookies, and it's all about what's it called, Melissa McCarthy's character, trying to start up a new cookie company with Kristen Bell's daughter and stuff. It's just a really kind of, wacky kind of movie. It kind of reminded me of, what's it called, Troop Beverly Hills a little bit, but like just, like an updated version of it, kind of. Melissa McCarthy in here was kind of sort of annoying. Like, she was a little bit better in Ghostbusters, the movie I just saw recently. I really do like Peter Dinklage in this movie. I thought he was absolutely hilarious. He can really do no wrong, in my opinion. Kristen Bell is good. She's beautiful. But like, this movie just wasn't great. It wasn't as bad as Tammy, but it just wasn't amazing. Like, I didn't laugh throughout. I was just kind of like going, oh, mediocre comedy. But like, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain what I was feeling about this movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. It was just kind of there, if you know what I mean. But on this Blu-ray here, you get alternate endings, alternate takes, gag reels, and more up on this Blu-ray right here. Alright everyone, and next up over here from Sony is Stephen Chow's new film, the guy that created the Kung Fu Hustle film, and that is The Mermaid. This film right here is about this really rich tycoon guy. I believe his name is Lou, and he's just a really bad guy, just doing anything he can to make a buck. You know what I mean? He doesn't really care about anybody else's feelings. He doesn't really care, he just cares about himself and money, is pretty much. And he's out there buying up all this real estate and things, and he just bought this big chunk of land called the Green Gulf. And but yet he doesn't know that this chunk of land that he just bought is inhabited by the last surviving, mermaids and everything like that. And it's all about the mermaids trying to stop, this evil tycoon money guy from doing what he's about to do to their land. And I found this movie to be just really wacky, over the top, just like the Kung Fu Hustle has that great kind of, comic stylings, in here with the weird over-the-top acting in here. I did really enjoy it. I thought it looks absolutely beautiful. The main actress of this film did a very, very fantastic job. I don't think I've ever seen her in any other films. The special effects were just really, really beautiful. Of course, like, with the people being mermaids and things, and the cool water effects that they had in a handful of scenes in this film just looked absolutely, breathtaking. But it really was a really cool movie. I really do suggest you guys check it out. Alright everyone, and next up over here is The Dark Horse on DVD. This one stars Cliff Curtis, the guy, star of The Fear of the Walking Dead. In this film right here, he plays the character of Genesis, also known as Jen. And he's a guy that has a mental disability. He's been in and out of mental hospitals and things like that, and he's just being let out of one at the beginning of this film, and he's being put into the hands of his brother, and his brother is a gang member. He's kind of like a biker slash gang member and stuff like that. He's a really bad kind of guy, but yet that bad guy, his brother has a son and everything like that, and Genesis really takes to him and really just trying to figure out what he's gonna do with his life, being out of the the mental hospital. And he finds out that in the small town that he lives in, of New Zealand, I believe it is, that there's these young kids that have this chess club, and he goes to this chess club to try to turn these kids into chess champions and everything like that. And you have to watch the movie to see how it all unfolds. But I found this movie to be really kind of enjoyable. It's based on a true story, and knowing that made this movie even a little bit better. I thought the acting in here was really solid. Some of the dialogue in here was kind of hard to understand with the accents that they had, but it really was enjoyable, and I did like it, to be honest with you guys. But if you guys love true story films, definitely check out The Dark Horse. It was pretty decent. But guys, last but not least, right now for my Blu-ray DVD update today is The Martial Arts Kid here on DVD, man. I was dying to see this movie just because one actor, or actually two actors in this film, the one main actor I got this movie for was Don the Dragon Wilson, man. I've been collecting his movies and watching his movies for years, like the Blood Fist franchise. I have all of them on DVD. The Ring of Fire movies, of course, Magic Kid being one of my favorite movies Don the Dragon Wilson has ever been in. And this is his new film, so I'm like, oh shit, Don the Dragon Wilson has a new movie, man. I have to get my hands on one. And it also stars the beautiful Cynthia Rothrock, who's also in a bunch of martial art movies from like the 90s into the 2000s also. And this is the first time in a long time they start together in a film. And I just had to check this movie out. And it's pretty much about this, young boy at the beginning of this film. He's kind of, just having a rough time, getting into trouble and things. And his grandmother, he lives with his grandmother, and his grandmother just can't deal with him anymore. Can't take his shenanigans and what he's, getting into. And so at the beginning of this film, you see this young boy, taking a plane ride and going to visit his aunt and uncle in a different town and things. And his aunt is of course played by Cynthia Rothrock, and uncle is played by Don the Dragon Wilson. And as soon as he goes into this new town, he gets beaten up by these bullies in this town, and he's like, oh jeez, man, what am I supposed to do? Like, I just got here, I just got my butt kicked by these people. Yet he falls in love with this one girl that's in town, but yet he doesn't know what to do. He wants to figure out how he can defend himself. What is he gonna do? He can't just let these guys keep beating him up in school every day, and all this kind of stuff. But yet he finds out that his aunt, his uncle and aunt are both martial artists. His uncle runs a martial arts studio. Of course, Don Dragon Wilson's the guy, and he learns martial arts from him, and then tries to figure out what he's gonna do. It's kind of like a low budget version of the Karate Kid. If you know what I'm trying to say, but it's not executed as well as the Karate Kid or anything like that. It doesn't have that same acting style as the Karate Kid. The acting in here is kind of B status, but like I love the message this movie has about standing up for yourself. It has like a real nice positive message, and Don the Dragon Wilson is just awesome, man. You know what I mean? Like I even met him once when he came to my my little old swap meet store I had. I got like a little booth at an indoor swap meet. He came in there a handful of times. I got a picture with him. He signed some movies for me. Like, I've always been a big fan of him and always wanted to support his work. And this movie was actually funded by like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, one of those things. And I just had to check this one out. And it also ends with a sort of a cliffhanger, because I think they're going to be making a part 2 to this film here. But like, if it sounds interesting to you, give it a chance. Just keep in mind it's low budget. Some of the acting is not the greatest. But like, if you love Don the Dragon Wilson and Cynthia Rothrock, get it to support them. But that's the Martial Art Kid here on DVD, man. But guys, thank you so much for watching my Blu-ray DVD update video, and I'll see you all next time. Hoarders unite.